We all know that Darth Vader had to endure a lot of pain, mentally and physically, but not many know the extent of his misery. The notorious suit that Darth Vader wore kept him alive, it kept him angry, frustrated, and always with a challenge to overcome. But underneath, the story was quite a bit different. While Vader burnt alive next to the lava on Mustafar, after the fight with Obi-Wan Kenobi, his flesh started to melt away over his entire body. The heat and gases from the lava destroyed his lungs and windpipe, and the internal organs began to fail on him. This forced Palpatine to change Vader more into a machine, or that's at least what Obi-Wan called him.
He's more machine now than man, twisted and evil.
But Obi-Wan shouldn't be criticized for that statement. Darth Vader was so physically broken that many of his real bones had to be replaced with metal bones to support him. He essentially had a metal skeleton in the different parts of his body. The medical droids issued a built-in ventilator that kept his damaged and burnt lungs breathing. His vertebrae were cybernetic, his damaged throat gave him a broken voice that needed amplification. His heart needed a heartbeat regulator to stabilize him, and he needed modules installed to support his damaged nerves in his entire body. Darth Vader thought about these changes that was made to his body. He meditated on them as they angered him greatly, but the damages were far from done. Vader's eyes were also so damaged after the battle on Mustafar, giving him a very poor vision that nearly blinded him without the use of his mask. His eardrums were completely melted away by the heat of his own burning body, so the only way for him to hear was having sound go directly into implants inside of his ear. Some of his joints from his cybernetic legs and throughout the body were defective, causing him to struggle walking and moving around. All of this just shows how much anger was built inside of Darth Vader when he burnt on Mustafar in order to keep himself alive throughout all the pain and damages that was made to him. It is quite similar to Darth Maul, who was cut in half and managed to stay alive for longer due to his hatred to Obi-Wan. Darth Vader was a man, or a machine, filled with more cyber technology than his natural organs, only to keep him alive. Vader was left on Mustafar with third-degree burns all over his body, revealing flesh and blood. Over time, this caused infections, which started the process of necrotic flesh, a flesh-eating disease. So Vader had to regularly have his flesh and skin be peeled off by the droids and surgeons to avoid further infections. His body was covered with synthetic skin, which would help with the healing. However, the downside was that he was left with constant itching and scrubbing that wouldn't stop. This greatly irritated Darth Vader, which obviously added to his anger, but something that he wished he never had. Darth Vader had his inside turned mostly cybernetic, including the weight of his metal bones, his metal arms and legs. He had to suffer from the synthetic skin and covered it all up with a burdensome armor that isolated him and kept him from moving efficiently. The suit also left him very vulnerable to another thing, Darth Sidious's Force Lightning. At times, when Darth Vader acted unfavorably to Sidious, he would shoot his powerful lightning at Vader and often completely immobilize him from doing anything. But the electricity would still reach his body, torturing him alive from the inside by the extreme pain of the lightning. It was so strong that many times you could even see Darth Vader's skeleton flashing through the suit. Darth Vader also had to deal with all of his emotions from the past, remembering his lost loved one, Padme, that he supposedly killed in his anger. But also thinking about his old close friend Ahsoka Tano, who he felt left him when he needed her the most, and the betrayal by Obi-Wan Kenobi. Throughout his couple of decades in the armor, he was suppressed by the weight of the dark side and his anger. Because of this, he heavily struggled with sleeping, suffering from sleep deprivation, and he was never smiling or to be humored. Most of us know the heavy pressure of certain emotions, and at times they feel like a puncture to the chest, no matter what you do. Vader had this, despite suppressing it with the dark side. He struggled with deep depression from all of his losses, his thoughts betrayed him often, and his feelings were twisted and conflicted. The only time when Darth Vader could truly relax was inside his meditation chamber or in his bacta tank. Darth Sidious kept testing him with questions and difficult practices that would challenge his beliefs and loyalty. For years upon years, Vader could not escape the painful reality he had been placed in from his own mental struggles and the physical torture he had to endure, and all he could do was to accept it and keep on following the path of the dark side and his only friend, Darth Sidious. Palpatine wanted to torture Vader. That was his plan all along, to keep Vader on the dark side and make him stronger through the pain. He could have given Vader the same advanced treatment as General Grievous, but he chose not to. However, there was a point where Darth Vader declined upgrading his suit for the fear of his own life. And also, he knew that the anger he got from wearing the suit only made him stronger and more connected to the dark side. But Darth Vader was still a broken man with a fractured soul, carried by metal and pain. Thank you all so much for watching. We appreciate all the support that you guys have given to the channel and are giving to the channel by watching this video. Let us know your thoughts down in the comment section below and hit the like button if you enjoyed it. And as always, may the Force be with you.